I've had a realization. Okay, here's the deal. I think I just have to be a misfit. Because here's the deal. Sometimes we're trying to be something that we're not, and we're trying to I need to plug in the mic because I'm about to rant. Okay, so I have a problem because what I think I am versus what I actually am are two different things. And I might have to turn off the camera for this because I'm tweaking in and of this video. And the reason for that is pretty simple. I want to be acceptable. I want to be accepted. Humans crave acceptance. And in that process, it's really easy to morph into someone else that you're not, to protect yourself from the pain of being yourself and then being rejected or having the possibility of being rejected. And the truth is, you don't know if they're going to reject you, and fear of rejection is a really silly mechanism to run your life by, but we just do it all the time. And so what I've realized is with this brand that I'm trying to create and this image and this aesthetic that I'm trying to have, it's so easy for it to get one-sided because you're trying to make it fit into a niche, or you're trying to make it fit into an industry. And for example, I love black and white, but a lot of my personality and a lot of the way I talk is just a little bit it's just more awkward than black and white. It's like black and white, but with a weird ass pattern on it, or just black and white, but doodles black and white. That's more me than black and white, icy and cool gradients and stuff like that. And maybe a better way of putting that is just as much as I am this grinder and I love to work hard and I love pain and I love taking my cold showers and being the Iceman and whatever, and going for long runs and lifting heavy weights, I also have this highly energetic, passionate part of myself that wants to just record 10-minute long voice memos and send them to my friends and get really passionate about being in the moment and just not holding back, because it's you only get this one moment. And if you're hating on the process now because you don't have the external appearance to get the acceptance of the people that you think are successful and the people that you think are exempt from life's problems and have it all figured out, you're wasting your time because they don't have it all figured out and they're not going to give you what you're looking for. They don't have the secret. When you're running around in that circle, you're actually disconnecting yourself from the process. You're putting on this sensor, and then you're interrupting the flow. You're interrupting the creative flow of just being yourself. I need to work on that book again because I've put it off, thinking that this brand idea of being the motivational brand is what I need to be, when I don't need to be I need to cast aside the idea of branding entirely, or the idea of having a certain aesthetic, because I'm trying to appeal to this motivational world, but at the same time there's this part of me that's weird, nerdy, really just, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just not cool like that. I'm just not. And it's not a bad thing. I don't loathe myself for it. I only loathe myself when I'm trying to be this image of a person, or this edited version of a human being that fits perfectly into the squares and that looks aesthetic or whatever, right? And what happens is I only make running videos when I'm getting after it and I'm going hard and trying but I'm not David Goggins, because I'm just not that guy. And I'm not the motivational influencer, and I'm not really the fitness bodybuilder influencer. I'm healthy and stuff, but I'm not the greatest with that either. So I'm kind of stuck now, and I'm looking at everything and I'm okay, where do I even fit in this world? Why should I even speak up in the first place? And I think a lot of it is you just need to stop trying to be somebody, and you just need to be real. and like to be in the moment and to allow the process, to allow yourself to speak without thinking about how it's going to be perceived by the other person. And yes, like you should have context and believe in like, you know, caring about what people think is valuable. But when it gets to the point where you're preemptively censoring everything you do and everything you create and put forth in the world because you're preemptively criticizing and protecting yourself from the criticism of other people, you're just going nowhere. And if you do try to put something out or you do try to make something, it's going to be like, it's just not going to feel real. And you're not going to like it. I don't think it's going to resonate with people the way that your content's meant to resonate. Or the way that you just are as a real person. And so like, I don't know, I've struggled a lot with my confidence in that regard because I'm just like, I don't even know, when I look at my content, I don't even know who I am really. Like I see parts of myself, but I also don't really see like there's just a real honesty because like I know that I'm a weird person and I don't really want the whole like world to like just condemn that because like I know it's gonna hurt and I'm just kind of like, oh, I just don't want to deal with that. Like I don't want to put my like self on the line and just kind of have to deal with that because, you know, but like that's not what it's about. If you do that, you're giving that voice in your head power, right? Like you're giving away your creative power. You're giving away your conscious, like the intellect in your mind is meant to flourish by just being present and like allowing an idea, allowing an energy, allowing something that feels real for you to just hit the page and go, and allow yourself to write the idea and allow yourself to ask her out or like, I don't know, make the thing. Like, I don't even know what you're trying to do, bro. I'm not even trying to act like I have this like scripted or figured out because I can't do scripts, because scripts fundamentally, like I start having this voice monologue in my head that I think sounds really cool. And then when I say it, it sounds so stupid. And so like, I'm making this video because, I'm afraid of rejection. Yeah. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm afraid of like what it's going to look like when they see me fail. That's what we don't like, is kind of like that like tribal condemnation of like trying to be somebody and then just looking like an idiot. But the challenge with that is living in that space. Even if you did succeed with censoring yourself, you would like get to your success point and then realize that you were never even being like real. And so then when you have like people seeing you, they're not even seeing the real you. So you're misguiding them and you're misguiding yourself. And then you feel like less of a person and you feel more hollow inside because that void of your real potential and who you really are meant to be, like the real you, is still completely untapped. It's just kind of this like hollow inside feeling. And I don't want to get to that point. And I don't want to like make things so that somebody can go online and say, oh yeah, that looks nice. Or, oh, that's really nice. I want people to be like, huh, oh, let me like actually think about that. And I don't want them to see my content and be like, wow, he has all this stuff put together, because I'm not that dude. I am literally a normal dude that struggles with the same things that you struggle with every single morning. The scrolling, the substances, the content, the thoughts that like grab your brain and then like put you in the dirt. Whether that's just like dark thoughts, negative thoughts, like suicidal, self-hateful thoughts. Like, I'm not saying I'm Jesus, and I'm not saying I'm like the victim with all of the trauma, because I'm just like a dude. But you just have to let yourself like be a person. And I don't know, I'm kind of freaked out because like I feel like our generation in general, like maybe it's just guys, But I just feel like I can't even be myself around like girls. Like women, just like full transparency. I have zero confidence around women. I know there are some guys that have great charisma. My charisma is on when I'm at work and when I'm like talking to the family and whatever. I have like a persona of like who I think I'm supposed to be. But then like I talk to a girl and I just don't even know who I am. I'm just like awkward. And like that's who I am with girls, I guess. I don't know. Dude, I'm just confused. Yeah, I'm just confused a little bit. But I'm making this because I just want to be like full transparency. And I don't think it serves anybody for them to see a version of me online and like be like, and have a mismatch between that person online and who I am when I'm alone, when I'm by myself, when I'm just being a person. Like I want there to be this like consistency. And I think the only way for you to get that consistency is for your congruence to be tight, for your follow through to be tight, for like who you are and who you show up as every day to be consistent, that you're just consistently doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're consistently expressing your real needs, your real thoughts, your real desires, and in the like the flow. Like when the flow comes, when the idea comes, you don't sit there and be like, well, that would be a stupid idea. You just record it. Just send it. Just do it. Like, and then if it sucks, then at least you did it and you tried. But don't let that idea or that little like bubble of hope be popped in advance because you think someone's going to reject it. Because you're preemptively deciding for the other person on the other side the value of what you have to say, of who you are, of the exchange, the energy of the interaction. You have no idea who that person is, what they're going through, and whether or not they're going to like you or whether or not you could add value to their life. Like, you just don't know. But when you make that preemptive judgment, you're just saying like, you know what? I'm not even going to share any of my energy or any of my light with you because selfishly, I don't want to get hurt and I don't want to deal with the rejection or with the discomfort of stepping into the unknown space, into a skill that maybe I kind of suck at, or maybe it's a space that I just don't really have the confidence in yet because I just haven't learned how to be myself on camera because I'm just awkward. Bro, that's like literally what it is. Okay, and at some point you just have to accept that and say, okay, there's going to be discomfort. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do, whether it's like the relationship, the body, the money, the like business, whatever. Okay, like that's just the first things that most guys at least think of is like money, women, and like 6-pack abs, right? Like you get those and you're fine. But like all of those things are going to require that just discomfort. Ugh, it just sucks. Like it's awkward. Making this video and trying to not think about what I look like, how I sound, or like how stupid I look right now. All of that just like, dude, turning off that part of your brain is difficult. But you have to just, sorry, there was like a big loud noise and it kind of freaked me out. And I'm in the woods in Alaska right now and it's kind of creepy because I'm just like, I can see the woods. It's creepy. But like when you allow that sensor to stop you, like when you're out there, when you're thinking about what they think of you, you're not there with them. You're not present with them. You can't channel like that good stuff, that good abundant energy. You can't like allow the Holy Spirit to be present in the room because you're thinking about like what you think they're thinking about you. And that's not who you really are. And you can't be who you're meant to be if you're spinning these thoughts in your head that are going nowhere, that are based on the insecurity that was already solved for you in advance. Like you're already loved, you're already accepted, you're already good. It doesn't matter what people think about you online or in person. God's already got you. And so like the Instagram feed, look, if it looks great, great. If it doesn't, it's not going to your grave, so it really doesn't matter. And I only mention that because like we let these kinds of things like stop us from doing it because we don't like to have the appearance of starting small. That's what stops us from achieving our goals or even starting or restarting when we backslid and we fell off. It's like, well, I don't want to be seen starting small. I don't want to be seen failing. So I'm going to just not do it. Or I'm going to just do it and like keep it a secret from everybody. Because if my family doesn't know, and if my coworkers don't know, and if nobody knows, it'll be a secret, it'll be great. But guess what? If you're keeping it a secret from the whole world, you're not really letting it permeate your life. And like, that's consistency, is you just want the truth to be this like linear thing between like you, the camera. Reality is you are just locked in, you are living real. You are living and you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're operating based on what you truly believe in. You're actually like, you're living the ideas and the visions that you have in your brain of like what you want, or you know, who you know the best version of yourself is. And if you don't have that, maybe you should like journal and like look at your thoughts, because visually seeing your thoughts go from your brain to your paper and then reading them and be like, this is what's going up in here. I wonder how much other noise is going up in here. The answer is a lot. We have like, I don't even know how many millions of thoughts per day or thousands of thoughts, but it's way more than you write down. And it's way more than we speak out verbally. So by doing this, by creating videos for me, which is just like a verbal journal, if I'm being honest with you, by writing, by creating, by building stuff, by taking photos, by making memories, recording music, whatever it is, we're just allowing opportunities for us to channel the source through ourselves, but also to just like view get some data on ourselves. Because if you don't have any data on yourself and you're trying to change and you have like no information to start, well, like as a coach, it's really hard for me to like help someone with their diet or help someone with their body if I don't know how much they weigh, if I don't know what they've been eating like, if I don't know their dietary history and like what they've been doing and what they've tried, what they haven't tried, how the stuff worked. But like, we don't do the same thing with our brains and like trying to change the way that we, you know, talk to girls, or the way that we like, I don't know, pursue our goals, or just like the way that we think every day and like reprogramming our minds. That stuff takes work. So let's just do the work and be real, and maybe put aside this idea that like what people think really matters, because it doesn't. Okay, that's all I got for you today. This is actual Righteous Grind. It's not always so serious because I'm kind of awkward. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Righteous Grind. Peace.